This is everybody's day. This is everybody's day. Whosoever. I met Apostle Arome, my spiritual father, on the 30th of December 2016. First time in Makurdi. And after we had spoken, I felt that I should not sleep in Makurdi. I went back to the hotel, collected the balance of the money I paid. I still had 4 days on it. They said they only give me 2. I was too excited to fight. Just give me 2, and I took off. But like Jacob, night fell upon me in Lokoja. And I looked for the closest hotel in excitement. Paid for a room very close to the receptionist because the alleys, the corridors were dark. So I wanted to be close to, if anything happens, where I could shout and say, "Are they here?" So I stayed close. But immediately I sat on the bed. The first thing that came to my heart was to look for a maiden and sleep with her. This is not me. So I tried to pray. I sat on the bed, but I was still like that. I was hungry. I now said to myself, if you go out to eat in this shape, you will sleep with somebody. So I stood like to pace the room, and immediately I stood, the thing died. Oh. So I sat down. It came. I stood up. The thing died. Okay. So I tried the chair. Stay with me. I tried the chair, and I saw that the chair didn't have that reality. So I walked up to the sessionist. This room that you gave me, what has been happening on that bed? He said, that's where people used to do short time. So I paid for an altar, not a bed. And because I paid for an altar, the life in the altar began to function. That when you sleep there, you will look for somebody. So that short time must happen. So I spent the whole night sleeping on the chair, which was immune to that reality. There are places that you get to, that those who came there before you because of sustained activity will recalibrate those things. You came into an office confident. You came into an exam hall confident. But because the one who sat on the seat where you are sitting lived their lives in fear. When you sit, fear will implicate your heart. The last person who was on this job was afraid that they will be sacked. You know the job. But when they gifted you the chair, you see the chair has now embodied the reality of the person. That's how we can have dreams from the body. That's why you must pay attention to your life. When did I start becoming afraid? You know you can move into a room and then you suddenly begin to fear that you will fail your exams. It's not about how you read. It's where you are reading from. Are you getting my point? He used to be confident. Once I leave school, God will send me a prince of God and I'm going to get married. But you packed into one hostel. Or you began to read in a particular place. And then you found out that now you're afraid of getting married. It was because the person who was hosted in that place has left something in the spirit on physical things. That's how a dream comes by contact. The only way to win is that you build a strong capacity in your spirit, because it's only the strong spirit of a man that can sustain him in the day of his adversity. If you sit down and probe these things I'm saying, some of you will find the source of your negativity. Now, it didn't start from the beginning. You were the best in secondary school. You were the best in 100 level. When you got into 200 level, you moved into one hostel. And from that time, you became afraid of passing exams. And we're wondering where it came from. The hostel. Should you back out? If you have found out that your spirit is weak, find another place to live. That's how dreams come, by contact. Is it scriptural? Oh, a man was traveling like Tolu, and night happened upon him on a particular field, and so he gathered stones together. His dreams were by contact. The stones in the dream were part of a spiritual structure that opened a portal in the atmosphere. When his head touched the stones that were the stones of an altar, he came into the fellowship of that ancient reality. And then the reality began to speak and defined the rest of his life. Find out where your fear came from. Find out where lust began. This life may not be your original life. It's that you have mastered a dream because you touched something that was not supposed to be touched. My antidote is what? A strong spirit. In the day of a man's infirmity, a strong spirit will still sustain him.